Hello and welcome. A try and fly. And yes, your eyes are okay. It's a try and fly and prepared. Hey, hey. Why prepared? Well, there is a new aircraft out there. And since I am a bit of a Boeing fan, and Ifly brought out the 737 MAX, just couldn't withstand and I had to get it. And now I want to give it a good test. It's my second flight. I had already one on a live stream. I can tell you already the aircraft is actually quite good. And I'm going to do now an English try and fly for you. Just to give you an idea of what it is that you can expect. Now, prepared. When I started the live stream, it took me about an hour to get everything working because I haven't started prepared in almost a year. And nothing worked. I had to do updates and kind of bring things back to kind of the current state. Then there are some things that just work differently in prepared. So it took me an hour to get the Ifly working completely. I had to reinstall things as well. I don't think it was the Ifly's problem. It was probably something with all these tools around, and I had difficulties with the joysticks. Yeah, it's too long ago that I used this platform here. So yeah, I think I'm ahead of it now, and it should be okay. And I really want to show you this fine aircraft. It's just out, couple of weeks, 1, 2, 3 weeks, I don't know. And it was by accident that I found out because I completely forgot that we have this Max coming. And then I saw a comment where someone asked about the rotor pedals in the Max, and I thought, well, hang on, I don't have a Max. I only have the 737-800, and that's how I got to it. I saw it and I bought it. And to be honest, although prepared isn't my preferred platform anymore, there are still some aircraft, such as the PMDG 777, 747, and the likes, which are actually quite good. Also the Majestic Dash, although we do have a good Majestic, a good Dash in X-Plane now. So from time to time, I think I'm going to return to this platform just to fly in some aircraft that we don't get anywhere else. Does it have good looks like MSFs? No. But it performs reasonably well, and let me check. Can you see this? Hang on, let's switch also the view. I think you can't see it, but I get a solid, solid sort of jumping 40 to 45 frames at the moment with this aircraft. It gets a bit higher when you are in a small GA aircraft or so, but with this rather complex aircraft, yeah, I'm in and around 47, 45 frames. I do actually have a target frame set, I just realize, and I don't really want to have that. Let me turn this off. Yeah, the target frame rate. I'm putting this on unlocked, and then we are getting towards 50 and more. Okay. 60 frames. Haha. That's more like it. The VRAM, well, prepared uses a bit more VRAM than partially the other simulators. I'm already at 4.5 gigabytes. I have only about 7.1 gigabytes usable VRAM. It's an 8 gigabyte card, but you can't use the whole VRAM for your sim. So I'm actually more than 50% is already eaten up by running prepared and the sceneries that you see. This is, I think, Just Sim Stuttgart. Is it Just Sim or Aerosoft Stuttgart? Could be Aerosoft. I can't remember now which one I have. And we're going to fly to Munich today. Right. There's no cabin. At least I wasn't able to get into one. But there's this cockpit. And yep, it's the max. Big screens. I did have some issues with the screens. But it turned out you should, and I think this is something that you should also do with other aircraft in prepared. Frames, by the way, are now down back to about 45. Yeah. You should actually start the simulator with some GA aircraft or the fighter jet or something like that. So some basic aircraft that come with prepared, and then load this aircraft afterwards. I didn't do this. I immediately started up with this aircraft, and the end effect was that I had a lot of issues. Things weren't working. Those screens here were dark. But during the live stream, during that first hour, I had some help. And in the end, I got it to work. Yeah, we are in cold and dark, and one of the nice features in this aircraft is the EFB. I've shown you this also for the 737-800 NG version of Ifly. It's the advanced, I think it was called, the advanced 737 jet or something like that. This is from the same group of people, and it's... yeah, it is basically like the 737-800 NG, but with the MAX modifications. Here, this is part of the product, so there's quite some EFB here. You can do really a lot of settings. This is, as I also said when I looked at the Ifly 737. The NG, this is almost PMDG level. It may not reach at least the NGU, I think it was called, of PMDG here in prepared, but I would say it is pretty close to that level. Yeah, a very nice Boeing aircraft. I can show you through some of the pages. I'm not going to do a full tutorial. This is not a tutorial, by the way. Here comes the disclaimer again. I seem to have to do this so that people do not get the wrong impression. This is a try and fly. I am not going to give you a tutorial. You will learn probably some things about the aircraft while I'm flying it and doing things, but this is not a tutorial. This is not structured. This is not me telling you everything there is to know. There's me making mistakes with this aircraft. So just that you know. Okay, so the save and load is actually quite nice. You can save flight plans. You can also save the panel state. So you could take the current state, give it a name, and save it, and then you can load it anytime. Actually, quite a nice feature, which I'm missing in some other simulators. I would like to have that. Then you have the doors page. At the moment, we have no door open. So let's open the left aft entry. Oh, hang on. I'm on the wrong page. Let's go page up. So this is the left forward entry. And yeah, you see all the various doors and openings that you can use. Left middle exit is only available in the 737-8200. Okay, so we can't use it here. Then go down again, and then we have the forward and aft cargo door. Let's open that one. There's also an air stair, but I think that depends on the type of aircraft that you're flying. The 737, by the way, is sort of a family, so there can be there's more than one aircraft with the 737 family. By the way, if you go up into the menu, there is a Ifly 737 MAX menu, as there is an Ifly 737 NG menu also up here under add-ons. And it's key assignments, styles, failures, ground support, panel state, flight plan, and visit the Ifly website. Yeah, which are basically the same things that you can also do from the EFB. So it's up to you if you want to use the menu up there or just use here the EFB. With the menu, you come to the center. By the way, terminal charts are Navigraph charts. Here. So we can call up the airport. I kind of quick use, rotate, reset, zoom, day mode. Yeah, the day mode is a bit hard to read because it seems a little bit to be a little bit bright. Let's see if we can fix this by making this darker. Yep. And that's night mode. It's the Navigraph charts. Now, what I'm not sure is I don't seem to be able to. I thought that it's possible to see the aircraft position. I may be wrong though. There is another feature, but that doesn't unfortunately work properly. It's the airport map, and you can display the position of your aircraft. Unfortunately, and that could be because maybe the scenery, it hasn't updated the scenery. I kind of try to remember, I think there was a functionality where you can scan airports and then it would possibly create this a bit better. I don't know, because this is definitely wrong. We're not on the runway. We are at gate number 10 or stand number 10. Somewhere over here. Then there's the performance setup. I'm not going to do this. Okay, so we're going to do a very basic flight. I'm not going to use all these features, but just to show you, there is all you need to do when you're really serious about weight and balance and loading and flap configuration and all that. I'm going to do it the minimum in the FMC, and then we're off to fly. Because if I start with this, it takes quite a long time. As this is not a tutorial, I just ask you to read the manuals, of which we actually do have. We do have quite a lot of manual pages to be read. So, yeah, please do that. You can see here, model 7278 MAX is from August 1820 date. Okay. EFB, effective configuration, airport map database, July 1222. Yeah, so it is somewhat an old database, and I need to actually read the manual. I think you can update this, and then probably you would have you could have the proper ones. So let's initialize the flight. I think you needed to do that, and then let's go to, where was it? System page, sim menu. Yeah, because here we can now do things such as refuel. Let's quickly check. We do have fuel quantity of 3.81 tons in both wing tanks, number 1 and number 2. That's more than enough to fly to Munich. Therefore, I'm not going to change this. If you would want to change this, you can enter the desired fuel, and you could turn the valve on, and I think then it would start loading, if I remember correctly. Then in the ground support, we can actually connect chocks so that we don't start rolling along. Here is the GPU, the electric. You could also put in a air conditioning unit, and if you want fueling, you need to connect. And the lavatory system. There are 4 pages actually, so if you go to page down, what else can we do? Portal water, forward air stair. Now I can connect it, but as we are on the gate, that probably doesn't make sense. Aft air stair, well, let's do that. Connect forward galley track, aft galley track, forward bulk cargo, connect. Aft bulk cargo, connect. So there are some options here that don't seem to be on. And then pin nose landing gear download, pin left landing gear download, pin, and so on. Interesting. So, and then we have relative reflective safety cones. Yeah, can actually turn them all on. And then the FD pitot cover, Captain pitot covers. So you basically can put everything on the aircraft that you would do in real life. There is a pushback functionality, but we're going to use a different one. There's panel style, so there's quite a few settings how you could modify a lot of aspects. For example, have fast alignment for the IRS, simple mode on the parking brake, because otherwise you need to also press the brake pedals and stuff like that. And some other things. Again, I'm not going to go through this, because if we start this, we end up being finished after an hour. This is quite comprehensive, and that's why I'm saying this is a very, very good add-on here. I like it so far, and I was also impressed on the Ifly 737NG product. That already impressed me a lot when it came out. Right, so let's try and remember what we all need to do. So battery on. We still haven't got the ground power. Let me quickly check. Did it actually? So the doors are open, but all these cards that I thought we may have requested, they don't seem to be there. So let's try that again. Ground support. Oh, I didn't press and set. Connect. Set. No, not back. I wanted to now go on the next page. Then potable water, forward cargo, bulk loader, and train loader. Set. Then aft, connect, and set. So now let's have a look. See? Oh yeah, and then what we can do is we can go back here. Where is the stairs? Forward, no, backward, aft, air stair, connect. And then we can go on the door and we can open also the aft, left forward, right forward, left aft over wing exit, left aft over wing exit, next page. Left aft entry open. Yeah. And now I forgot to press set again. Yeah, okay, let's go to ground support again and find that air stair again. aft airstay connect set. Now we have it. There we go. I think these cones come from the scenery, and these are the cones that come with the aircraft. Yeah. I can see that some of my functions are not working. The view functions aren't working properly. Okay. Right, so we've got the gate, we got the loaders, we got the GPU, which means when I look here now, we actually have ground power. We can now hear the aircraft coming to life. So let's quickly go through this here. Battery is getting charged. By the way, you move with the left and right mouse click. Okay, so it's actually, personally, I prefer this kind of interaction, but that's my personal taste. Now let's start alignment here. Yeah, there's the lights are quite strong. I think that's the alignment time, if I'm correct. Yeah. Let's continue here. Nothing happens. Let's use the right starters today. Let's check here. Oh, I think oh yeah, we have a problem with the assignments here. Yeah, I need to do something on my honeycomb. I normally have a different standard assignment, but yeah, that probably also means that my steering tiller isn't, yeah, things. I have to get used to this again here. So let's see, rescan, yeah. Okay, send direct, whoops. Okay, so it's the steering tiller. I need to get that, and then we need to also go into the calibration of this. steering tiller and give it a big slope, because I have this old throttle unit and I use it now as a steering tiller, and I have a large, I don't think we can see that now at the moment, yeah. But it's something that works when we're taxiing. Okay, so yep, I think the other axes seem to be okay. Yeah, that not work either. Yeah, good, okay, but that's okay. I can do the reverses. Yeah, that'll do for the moment. Now the other thing we can check is the honeycomb autopilot stuff. Yeah, it's very, very sensitive. It's very fast, so it's difficult to actually dial in a heading or an altitude without over jumping, and because it has a very strange logic. It seems to be this aircraft, but yeah, we will survive this. Now let's get going here with the FMC. So first ident, ARAC 2213, it's slightly outdated. I haven't updated, prepared recently. Position in it, yeah, it's the 11.6, that's the correct one. You can use it. Echo Delta Delta Sierra. And we are on gate 11, and you can see this is also nice because this is correct. Yeah. Then let's go to the route. We are flying from Stuttgart to Munich. This is test flight 2. Going to fly out runway 07. And when we go to departure, 07, APTA for hotel. We can already use the arrival. It's an ILS and it will be a vector, no star. Execute. So, and let's check. So we're flying off DS030, Aptal, Magat, no discontinuity, directly towards the approach, everything as it should be. Very nice. Oh, you know what? That's the armed position. If I do it again. Interesting. Okay. That's a bit different. But if you know it, I suppose. Okay. Yeah, the zoom doesn't work either, so I had quite a bit of issues with chase plane. So at the moment I'm bit hampered, but well, nothing I can do. Oh yeah, and what you need to do here is you need to make sure that the two here are the same. This is also a modern way of doing radio. But don't try and enter the VOR frequency because you will not be able to bring it up here. Same, by the way, here. Okay. So, yeah, you need to choose the correct mode in order to get the correct frequencies set up. So then we can do here. This is a more classic dial. Again, very sensitive, so you tend to overshoot things. All right. And where did I hide my checklist? It's not where it should be. Forgot to bring it to my desk. Well, I guess I can just wing it. I'm flying often enough in the 737. I think I will be okay. Okay, so let's quickly check the flight plan. Yep. Yep. By the way, here's the step mode. Now you can step through the flight plan. And here we see the approach, so that looks all in as it should. Go back to the map mode. And continue with the performance. We have 53 tons. We have 7.6 tons of fuel on board. We're going to fly level 140. And one limit, I'm going to take a 27K derated with 90.6. I'm not using temperature. Takeoff, flaps 1. 22.8. Why doesn't it show me the trim? I think we're missing something. I'm missing something. Okay, let's check again. So this is the route, it's complete. Zero fuel weight, reserves, that's okay. We've set all that. And one limit. Oh well, let's see. No, I mean it's. I would have to give a higher temperature here anyway. Oh, execute. Didn't do execute. There we go. I forgot the execute. And let's confirm the V2. That was missing. I didn't see the lamp. Trim 4.15. Okay. And 139 is the V2, so you can already 139, dial that in there. Then the course is doesn't work with hardware, so 072. Here in Stuttgart, the heading. See how that jumps? That makes it a bit difficult. And then the altitude. Wow. Oh, come on. Look at that. Yeah. That's not perfect. And 72 again. Flight directors on. Right click, by the way, to turn this on. And VNAV, LNAV. So, should be done. 16 nautical miles for the top of climb. Looks okay. So everything is set here. I guess that makes us ready. So let's go now and close all the doors. Okay, and then also start removing things. Oh, that wasn't particularly smart. I forgot. We haven't got the APU running yet. Yeah, it's still there. Okay. I was a little bit too quick with that. Aft air stair, disconnect, 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 and we remove all those. And we still have the stairs because what did I forget? Yes, set. I forgot set. Now they're all gone, right? Apart from the GPU. And we're now firing up the APU. There's no instrument here anymore. And let me see. Somewhere in here, I guess there should be an indication of the APU somewhere. I wonder there. Well, where is it? Ah, okay. We can switch. That's the info and one speed reference. V1 VR. Okay, I suppose you can set speeds there. That's the recall button. That's different engine modes. So I can't see anything from the APU. Probably blind. No, I'm not flying a lot in the max. But anyway, the APU seems to be available. So now we can disconnect, set, and we are independent. Let's start and prepare for startup here. Yeah, it's a quick one. Yeah, I guess we could leave it on auto as well. It should work. Get the APU air in. Okay, that's the light of the pushback car, which bleeds through. It's already connected.
Ground flight deck.
Go ahead.
Please confirm that the brakes are set.
Communication are okay and the brakes are set.
Thanks.
I use keys here and this is not voice recognition. Okay, ground checks and hydraulics.
Outside check is completed, all doors and panels are closed, no issues found. You can pressurize your hydraulics anytime now.
Okay, we are ready for pushback and engine start facing towards the east. We need to get the nose to the right. So that's number 5.
Understood. Facing east. Release the brakes, please.
Parking brake is released.
Pushing back.
On starting number 1.
All ground equipment is clear, you can start the engines at your discretion.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. I didn't wait for him. There is a certain delay, at least that's what I realized. It will stick at around 22 for some time and then it will start firing. So it takes a wee moment, but it will come. Waiting for starter cutout. And number 1, please. Yeah, there's a strange light effect here. This is the pushback card. And right click to turn the fuel on. Then it takes a moment. It's considering whether it should start up or not. And eventually it... now.
The push is complete, please set the brakes.
Parking brake set.
Understood.
Oh yeah, our speed 139. Did I not set all these? I must be stupid, but I'm pretty sure I did set that
Okay,
stuff.
the turbo is disconnected and the pin is out and equipment is clear.
Or maybe I'm just getting old. Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks and have a good flight.
I thought I did set those. But it must have resetted. Maybe when I lost electricity or something. I don't know. Okay, so... we don't need anti-ice today. Flight level 140. Ah yeah, it set this to 1500, but that's not correct. Not for Stuttgart. Then, yeah, you know, I press once on my button on the joysticks and it does 2 flap positions, so I use the key F7. That works. Flaps 1. And speed brake is down. Then we need the RTO. And hopefully here we have now everything as it should be. Yeah, I'm in charge, so this light needs to be on my side. And with the new regime, I'm putting this on TARA. Can't zoom in at the moment, so I think it's correct. Right then, taxi. By the way, there's also a hood. You need to get yourself position programmed so that you can use it. It's not really very useful during the day. It's hard to read. Okay, now here we need to go to the right. I use the steering tiller axis for that. I think you can also use the rudder, but with the steering tiller it's more effective. The rudders are not very effective on the ground, but I guess that can be configured. Okay, so let's get ready here. Flaps 1, speed brake is in, transponders on. And we'll bring this up for the strobes. And line up.
Approaching 07.
Yeah, we have RAS here. Runway awareness something system.
On runway 07.
Yep. Very good. So, I think we are ready. I don't think I have forgotten anything. At least I hope I haven't. Well then. And see that little screw here? So you bring it to about 40 and 1, and then you press that little screw, and that's like pressing the toga button. $80 knots.
V1.
Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. We got a problem with the... I think we have a problem. We have a problem with the axis. I can't steer left or right. How can this be the steering tiller? What the heck? Ay. Yeah, okay. How did that happen? Now we go. And command A. Transition altitude. And flaps up. So we're now climbing out. Something on the FMC. Thrust required. What do you mean? That's a strange indication. Why would that be? I think we are fine with the thrust. We are on auto throttle anyway. It's like in the PMDG, you can bring those down. And 10,000. $1,000. So we'll go to the VNAV page here. What I can do is check that out. Let's change the cruise. Oops. I think we just switched. Execute. Yeah, works. They're quite sensitive, so in this aircraft I never hit the right values on the first go. It always jumps around and I have to carefully then adjust it. It's not great that way. Alright, then legs. Yep. What about the frequencies? Have they changed? No, they haven't. Well, this one has. Yeah. But that's okay. You can go to the terminal charts, use airports from FMS, complete. So we can switch to EDDM. And then edit, is it edit clip? Yeah, edit clip, and what we need is the approach chart. It's the ILS localizer runway 08 left. Complete. Yeah, we're coming from Uptal directly to Magat. You see the information 109.5, and we can also use 116.0. For the VR. Yeah. See what the frames do. We have about 40, yeah, fluctuating between 35 and 47 ish. Yeah, it's looks like a smooth picture. We have 4.2 gigabytes of VRAM being used. So now we are heading towards Abtal. Top of descent roughly in the middle between Abtal and Magat. That's all correct. It's exactly what it should do. Yeah, I think I'll just do that before I forget. It's roughly okay. And we're going to use auto brake 1. Now, one thing we can do is to quickly check out the lighting, which is quite intense on this aircraft. So we can quickly put ourselves in the dark. So this is with overhead light here, so let's turn the dome light off. And yeah, it's probably, I would even turn that stuff further down, because it is quite bright, I think, the floodlights. So like that. That should do. Looking nice. Frames in the dark. Yeah, they're still about the same. Yeah, there's no big difference. Let's cancel this. Let's get back to daylight. So we're almost at the top of descent. FMC, yeah, it tells us to change the altitude, which we're going to do now. So we now have the Delta Mike November VOR on 116 with DME 40. So we're 40 miles roughly from the airport. Top of descent is coming. And we're descending. Oh, yeah. I thought that there was something wrong because the standard was in yellow. So auto brake is set. It's all working very smooth. I'm now going to dial in the ILS because I'm going to test Autoland, because this is an Autoland capable aircraft. So we need to have the frequency on both and also the same course. And you can see how it adjusts the descent, 10,000. This is almost boringly perfect, isn't it? The thing does just what it's supposed to do. There's no strange tantrums like in the Zibo. The Zibo mod on X-Plane 12 is still it's not where it should be yet. This one here, completely smooth, uncomplicated. Those other aircraft would be like that as well. This is the standard scenery of Prepared. We are on version 5, Hotfix 3, the last ever version of Prepared, I guess, that we're going to see. Maybe they are going to create another hotfix if there are still issues that they need to fix. Lockheed Martin planned to bring out a version 6, which would have meant another investment, which I wouldn't have done. But I guess the situation has changed. MSFS has drawn away customers as well as developers from this platform, which is a pity, but That's just something that was to be expected. And it looks like they have decided not to invest in another version. I guess internally the platform is also used for other types of simulation. It's still used, but it's more for commercial customers. And you can already see that the developers have abandoned the platform. The usual suspects anyway, Justin and PMDG, they have basically said that they're not going to do anything for prepared anymore. And I haven't seen any patches to their current aircraft, so they basically have abandoned prepared. And I guess a lot of the others, if they're still doing some maintenance and fixing of their aircraft, but and scenery, but I guess we're not going to see a lot of new development. There is still some, but it's going to be less and less, and the majority of developers have moved to MSFS because that's where the money is. It's sort of understandable, and to be honest, Prepared is a nice simulator. It took them a long time. They were the first ones to come out with 64-bit. Were they? Or was... No, I may be wrong here. It could be that Explain was first. But they brought FSX to a whole completely new level. And then came Microsoft with MSFS, and that changed the game completely. I mean, this is once Prepared is running, normally it's quite a reliable platform. Unlike Explain 12 at the moment. So for long-haul Watson flights and the likes, this was always a good thing to use, Prepared. And we have good aircraft here. We have the 747 of PMDG. There's a 787. By the way, there is also the Super 80 and the DC-9, which are a little bit old. They are actually for Prepared version 4, but I kind of intend to reactivate it again, and we might be seeing some test flying with the DC-9 and the Super 80, MD-80. So almost at 5,000. You can see how it's spot on calculated the VNAV path to be exactly at Magat at 5,000. Absolutely perfect. I'm going to arm the approach mode now. So LNAV VOR lock. What's that? Armed. And glide slope is armed. We are on the up speed. Has already reduced the speed. And as soon as we are at Magat, we're probably also going to start the descent. I'm going to start with the whole flaps regime. Auto brake is set. Heading, can already put on 080. So, glide slope is captured, localizer is captured, or at least active. It isn't captured yet. We are 13 miles on the DME, India Mike November Echo, which means India for ILS, Mike for Munich, N for North, and Echo for heading east. Kinda that's, I guess, the way. So let's put it back into local QNH, which is 1013. We have standard weather here. Okay, flaps 1.
$2,500.
Flaps 5. Flaps 15. Gear down. Should probably bring the gear down first. This one complains. Approach speed, VREF plus 5. Flaps 30. Speed check. How does that work? I'm not sure. Is that the armed position? Looks like it's speed brake armed, yeah. We're a little slightly under the glide slope. And going to activate second autopilot, land 3. LNAV rollout, armed, flare armed.
Approaching 08 left.
No, speed brake is out. There's a key for it. Shift hash. Okay. Now it's armed.
$400. $300. Approaching minimums.
Check. Oh, minimums I haven't set. But
Minimum.
it's an auto land.
$100.
Interesting light effects there.
50. 40.
Light slow.
30. 20. 10.
So I brought back the throttles and now we do reverse. Reverse check green. 60 knots. Reverse out. Manual braking. And I'm heading off here. Autopilot off. Oops. Come on. Yeah, I think I didn't get the autopilot isn't turned off. That's why my button didn't work. Okay, so it didn't turn off the autopilot. Because the autopilot keeps the thing on the runway centered. That works in this one. That went very well. Hey, hello. So APU is starting up. I think I need to do something about the steering tiller axis. That's not really working for me. Let's see the slope. I think it's a bit too much. Let's try that. Yeah, that's better. It was just too big a gap. Yeah, but now the null zone isn't... Yeah, it's a bit of a compromise. I guess I need to fine-tune this for myself. Taxi Gate Munich here, the scenery. Taxi to Gate has started now to work for MSFS, produce MSFS sceneries, and which will probably mean that we're not going to see much more on Prepared as well. That's just the reality. It was foreseeable. And we have the same also in X-Plane. As quite a few developers have abandoned X-Plane. And so it is also in this platform. Okay, let's go in here. Turn the taxi light off. Yeah, the Ifly Max 8. I think it's oh yeah, I still need to fine-tune this steering tiller thing. I think it's together with the 737-800NG or the 737NG package, it is very good. It's a very good aircraft. Does exactly what it says on the tin. And as I say, it's almost on par with PMDG. I never bought the NGU. So I only have the very old PMDG 737, and to be honest, that one you don't really want to fly in prepared version 5 anymore. It is old, the textures are old. This was cheaper than if I would have bought the NGU. I didn't want to invest that much money in prepared anymore, so this is the Ifly stuff is one of the last larger investments that I did in prepared, and will probably do in the foreseeable future in prepared, unless they surprise me with something very special. There's just one aircraft that I have always been kind of thinking about, is the FS Labs Airbus. But because my system wasn't that strong, the graphic card and all, I kind of, and it was too expensive. I don't know, we have alternatives, so maybe I buy it eventually. But I'm not sure, because it's a lot of investment and I'm not going to use this platform that much. But having these here is definitely something that will bring me back to prepared again from time to time. Especially if I'm going to do long haul streams, because I have recording and other features in here. X-Plane 12 is currently not stable enough for me and doesn't produce the performance that I would want in something like that. And MSFS, yeah, but well, there is some recording now coming. I have to check how these work out, but we still haven't got the aircraft on the level that we have in prepared or in X-Plane, but we're getting there. There's more and more coming out. We have the PMDG now, the 737. We're going to get the 777 eventually. I don't know in how many years or months. I wonder if the Queen of the Sky will come, but I guess we will have to wait a long time for it, if PMDG chooses to implement it for MSFS. We shall see. Okay, thanks very much. I hope that was helpful. Should you still be one of those prepared geeks and wonder if this is worth investing the money in, I personally think it is. Until next time.